Schrager's ones to watch.
Let's watch.
A quick recap of who we've highlighted so far. We got my top 12 coming into the combine. This could all change afterwards. Mike Williams, the wideout out of Clemson, my favorite wide receiver in this draft.
Big,
Derek
strong,
Barnett,
fast.
high production guy out of Tennessee. The two Alabama kids, Allen and Howard. But number 8, we are going for the glamour position.
Okay.
I am putting my first quarterback in here.
Uh-oh.
And you're going to hear a lot in the next couple of days about Trubisky and Watson. And this kid Mahomes, everyone is doing flips over. But I'm going to Notre Dame. I'm going with Shawn Kaiser.
Wake up the echoes.
Number 8 on my list, Shawn Kaiser, a 6'4", 230-pound red shirt sophomore. Guys, the NFL comparisons are everything from Steve McNair to Jameis Winston to our guy Matt Hamilton back here says Carson Wentz. He can move. This kid can move. He's 6'4", but he can also throw. He's got a big arm. And this isn't the Notre Dame teams of 2, 3, even 4 years ago. This Notre Dame team was really young last year. So don't look at the loss at Navy and say, well, they can't beat Navy. Why do I want him on my team? Guess what? He's a good quarterback, a top prospect. He's an Ohio kid. So when you look at the Browns at number 1 overall, of course, Myles Garrett is going to be the one that everyone pegs him to, a once-in-a-generation defensive end. But Shawn Kaiser can play. And I look at the number 2 pick. And I look at the San Francisco 49ers.
Rich pick.
That's a rich pick right there. It might be a little too rich for Shawn Kaiser, and this is not a great quarterback draft. This isn't Jameis Winston or Andrew Luck or any of those once-in-a-year talent where, oh, my God, we've got to give everything for this guy. But I look at Kaiser. I'll put him in the same breath as a Wentz or as a Goff or even a Paxton Lynch.
Wow.
I like Shawn Kaiser. I put him as a number 8 prospect, my top quarterback going into the combine. We'll see how everyone performs.
Could he also be in the same breath as a Russell Wilson? Not now, but when Russell came out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Where he's talented, fast, strong, could throw the ball.
Bigger than Russell.
And could really build into something very special.
Bigger than, here's the difference. Russell was a winner everywhere he played. At NC State, at Wisconsin, he won. And the whole thing was, he doesn't have the prettiest arm. He's not the biggest guy, but Russell, falls to the 3rd round.
Right.
Kaiser is this physical, it's all there. It's a specimen. He hasn't had the wins.
Got you.
No, but the common thing he has in Russell, too, clutch. I remember him coming off the bench. I think Malik Zaire got hurt.
Yep.
He came off and he threw with 12 seconds left against Virginia. Hit Will Fuller of the Texans now for a touchdown pass off the bench. Kept it the rest of the season. He's clutch.
Yeah.
I'm a Kaiser guy, but I think the quarterback position is going to be fascinating because the teams at the top of the draft, Cleveland, San Francisco, Chicago has the 3 pick. They all
need
are quarterbacks,
Yeah.
but this might not be that superstar. Peyton Manning's not in this draft. So do you reach a little bit and get Kaiser?
We've seen teams reach.
Oh, they reach.
That makes the draft so special.
The NFL teams do draft quarterbacks. All right, number 7 on the list is Jamal Adams, a safety from LSU. I love this kid. Talking about a guy who's all over the field, 6'1", 215 pounds. Just one of these guys who patrols the middle of the field, Keanu Neal type, who just can hit everybody. Now, the comparisons that have been made have been all over the board. Someone actually said Tyrann Mathieu is not really the honey badger. I mean, it's not that guy.
LSU?
That's exactly right. That's a pretty lazy comparison.
Pat Peterson, too?
He's everyone. He's Mo Claiborne. He's all of them. But he is in the middle of the field. He patrols it. And here's what I like about him. He was a junior this year, and this season was a disaster for LSU. Fournette goes down with the injury. Les Miles gets it. This guy was the leader, and everyone says it. He is the leader. 5 career interceptions, 76 tackles, kind of ran that defense for LSU this year. His father played in the NFL. He's all business, all game. I love LSU star players. I think they always work out in the NFL for the most part, minus the quarterback position, maybe. Sure. This guy, he played at the SEC at the highest level, performed in every big game, and he can lay the wood.
It is funny. I hear LSU defensive back. I'm like, I'm in. Yes, take him. No problem.
Usually tend to work.
They're usually tall, so 6'1", that's 6'1".
6'1",
heels
210.
on the ground. So you can put a guy in cleats. That's about 6'2.5" when you're out there jamming up receivers.
Do you have a wild card?
I have a wild card, Kay.
Yes, my favorite.
I always have a wild card. The first wild card we did was a guy, Tariq Cohen, a 5'6" running back out of North Carolina A&T. Yesterday, I went with Brad Kaya, a quarterback no one's talking about, out of Miami. Today, I'm going the offensive line, and a guy who might go in the first round, but it's interesting because it's not from a traditional powerhouse, Mr. Forrest Lamp out of Western.
Great name. First and last.
Forrest Lamp, run, Forrest, run. 6'4", 300 pounds, a senior, 4-year starter at left tackle, but everyone's saying he'll play guard at the next level. And if he does so, he could be a first-round pick. You see names out there. A guy like T.J. Lang is who they're comparing him to. Some have compared him to some of the better right and left tackles. I don't see it. I love game footage. Here we go. Western Kentucky, guys. He's laying people out here.
Hilltoppers.
He's great in pass rushing. He played for Jeff Braun out there. And
0 sacks allowed.
that was the stat I wanted to give. 0 sacks allowed the last 2 seasons. A 2-time first-team All-Conference USA. And where do you draft a guard in the NFL? You might say, nah, not that high. Guess what? Teams are looking for that interior offensive line. And a lot of these teams that are playing pound and round and pound, and let's run the ball, and the exotic smash mouth, the guard position is almost as important as the tackle position. You need to be able to get it up the middle. And Western Kentucky, you know, you're saying, okay, Western Kentucky, fine. They haven't had a pick higher than the 4th round since 2013. So you're looking at guys like last year, Tyler Higbee, the tight end for the Rams. He went in the 4th round, but I really like this kid, Forrest Lamp. I think he could be a first-round pick out of Western Kentucky.
And in there, he's playing left guard, which is the blind side.
That's left tackle, a lot of tackle.
Left tackle, left guard position, which is the blind side for right-handed quarterbacks in this league. That's a desired position for these teams looking in the draft.
That's awesome. Nate, do you really love the Lamp? Or are you just looking around the room and saying
Okay,
things?
there.
It's a great name, though, right?
Forrest.
You're going to do.
I love
Okay,
Lamp.
so we're
I
going to
love
turn the
Lamp.
cast really on in just a little bit, talking really about, I have so many questions about the interview process at the Combine. You're going to be there. So what are guys like Forrest Lamp and all those Schrager's ones to watch? Are they, I know that you can prep, like yesterday you told me that they're working out like crazy right now, every day, all the time. Do you guys, did you, and do they prepare for that written portion? Are they having somebody quiz them on potential questions?
Yes, they're doing Wonderlicks. They're practicing all these written tests, and that's fine. And we'll go into what the Wonderlick is at some point.
Yeah.
It's a quick 2-minute test where you're answering as many questions as you
Is
can.
it really that quick?
2 to 3 minutes, yeah. And, it's
And every year the scores
aptitude
leak.
test.
Every year.
The scores aren't supposed to leak.
They always do.
But it's more the verbal interactions, and Charlie will get into this, but they bring in, I've never been in the room, each team has a different room in the hotel. They'll bring a player in for 15 minutes, and they'll grill him around the table like we do, and they'll ask him things about his personal life. They'll ask him things, hey, go on the board, draw me up a route, let's see what
But
you
is
do.
he
dicey.
practicing that?
Yeah, how do you though, right? How do you prepare for 32 different teams when they ask you what's your favorite kind of tree, right? Like that's the kind of stuff we're talking about.
I know somebody who might have an answer. It's this guy who went to the Combine. Could we get a campfire on the Combine experience this
Yeah, we
week?
can get a campfire.
Maybe
I
next
got
week?
you.